have it for routine microscopy. You can have it for cultures. You can have the 24 hours urine collection for proteins. So that is where you require urine as a sample. Then next commonly ordered test is the stool sample. Once again, it can be for routine microscopy, where you look for ova and cysts, and you can have it for pH studies, especially in pediatric patients, where a stool pH is requested when carbohydrate malabsorption is concerned. And then we test stool for occult blood. Occult means hidden. So there might be times when the patient might be bleeding through the stool, but it is not visible to the naked eye. So that is where we do tests for occult blood. Then apart from urine and stool, you might get samples for the sputum. Sputum is mostly sent for cytology or microbiology, especially when we are suspecting infectious diseases like tuberculosis. Then for malignant cells, it's commonly sent to cytology. Recently, we had this COVID pandemic where sputum was one of the samples received in the lab for routine PCR testing. Beyond these, we have also other body fluids which receive it right, other than the blood, in case of any confusion where you're unable to find out. So always, whenever you get a sample, please check all these, because repenting later will be too late. So correct, and each letter stands for a different word, and these are words concerned with communication behaviors. So this is where when I say aided, this is where the artwork for sample collection comes forth. First of all, when the patient, because the technician is one of the first person the patient comes across when he comes to the hospital, other than the doctors. So they are the face of the hospital. They represent the hospital. So the patient has to be comfortable and carry a good image of the hospital when he comes for sample collection. And this is where the skills, your soft skills are required, other than the technique of phlebotomy. So A stands for acknowledge. That means you will first acknowledge that the patient is there, he has come to your laboratory, you smile at the patient, you wish the patient, you can wish him with a namaste, which is much more common, which we prefer, because you can greet a patient with good morning, good evening, depending on the time of the day. But namaste covers all. There might be patients from semi-urban areas or rural areas because you can put the attendant also in all your explanation or acknowledgement, because they are many times their support system. So you need to include them in all of your conversation. Yeah, they should be crowded, but yes, one attendant, you can let them be along with the patient. So after you have done with the explanation, you have carried out the procedure, informed the patient about the timings of the reports, etc., then you can hand the patient. So end the whole thing with a nice thank you, because this whole thing, will go a long way in the procedure. Who might be sharing the names, adjacent beds might